Unusual food around the world. Jiro is Japanese, and he likes food. When he asks, "Do you want an egg?" be careful. Most of us eat cooked eggs, but in Japan, they often eat raw eggs on top of rice. Jiro says, "We eat sushi, raw fish, all the time in Japan, so it isn't surprising that we eat raw eggs too." Katka says that in her country, Slovenia, they have very good stews. Some of them are chicken or beef, but others have got different meat. Mice. Not for me, thanks. And now we're at Lastri's house. She lives in Indonesia. It's time to eat. "What's this?" you ask. "Oh, it's a dragonfly," she answers. Perhaps you say, "Ah, I see. Not for me, thanks," and put it back on the plate. Wang's from China, and his favourite food is snake. He says there are lots of good dishes, and they've all got snake in them. There are special snake meat restaurants too. Wang says snake meat is good. I don't think I want to try it. But maybe Jiro, Katka, Lastri or Wang wouldn't like some of the things that I eat.
Different places, different lives. Calvin lives on Vatersay, an island in the Outer Hebrides, Scotland. The island is very, very small. It is 5 kilometres long and 5 kilometres wide, and there are fewer than 100 people on the island. Calvin's father works as a fisherman. He usually leaves the house before 6 o'clock in the morning. His mum always spends the day at home. She often does the housework, but that isn't the only thing she does. She teaches Calvin and his 3 sisters too. Vatersay hasn't got a school, so the children learn at home. Calvin and his family sometimes watch TV in the evenings, but not very often, because the picture is hardly ever very good. Marwa lives in the village of Kertajaya, West Java. It is 80 kilometres to the city from Marwa's home, and it is a 7-kilometre walk to a real school. But Marwa never goes to that school. There is a temporary school in Marwa's village, and that's where she and 100 other pupils have their lessons every day. I can't walk 7 kilometres to school and back again every day. There are often storms, and there is a lot of rain, Marwa says. The school in our village is great. The building is old, and it isn't very good. But it means I can always go to school. Marwa and her family never watch television. They haven't got a TV. We never win, but we always win. Rick Hoyt is American. He is in a wheelchair because he's got cerebral palsy. He can't talk, so he uses a computer to communicate with people. Rick is a happy and successful man. He has a job at the University of Boston, and he works in computer studies. Rick loves sport, too, and he takes part in marathons and triathlons. Triathlons? In the triathlon, people swim 4 kilometers, cycle 180 kilometers, and then run a marathon, 42 kilometers. Rick can't run, cycle, or swim because he's in a wheelchair. So how can he take part in a triathlon? Rick can take part because he does it with his father, Dick Hoyt. In the running, his father pushes him in his wheelchair. In the swimming, Rick lies in a small boat, and Dick swims and pulls him. And in the cycling, Rick sits in a special seat on the front of Dick's bike. Together, they are Team Hoyt. Of course, Team Hoyt never wins the race. The winner of a triathlon usually finishes in about 9 hours. The Hoyts usually take about 14 or 15 hours. That's right, says Dick. Rick and I never win, but we think that we always win.